Chickens, scientifically known as Gallus gallus domesticus, have a rich and varied history, dating back thousands of years. Their journey from wild jungle birds to one of the most domesticated and widespread animals on Earth is deeply tied to human civilization. Here's a detailed exploration of chickens and their historical significance. 1. Origins and wild ancestors. Chickens are believed to have descended from the red jungle fowl, Gallus gallus, a bird native to Southeast Asia, particularly in regions like Thailand, Myanmar, and India. This wild ancestor is a ground-dwelling bird that feeds on seeds, insects, and fruits, living in dense tropical forests. The red jungle fowl still exists today, providing a window into the ancient origins of the domestic chicken. 2. Domestication process. The domestication of chickens is thought to have occurred around 8,000 years ago in Southeast Asia. Early humans likely began by capturing and keeping jungle fowl near their settlements, drawn by the bird's eggs and meat. Over generations, humans selectively bred these birds, favoring traits such as docility, increased egg production, and faster growth, which gradually led to the chickens we know today. 3. Chickens in ancient China and India. Chickens spread from Southeast Asia to China and India by around 5000 BCE. In these regions, they became an important source of food and were used in religious rituals. Ancient texts and archaeological evidence show that chickens were present in early Chinese and Indian cultures, revered both for their utility and their symbolic significance. 4. The spread of chickens to the Middle East. Chickens reached the Middle East through trade routes that connected Southeast Asia with the rest of the ancient world. By 2000 BCE, chickens had made their way to Mesopotamia and Egypt. They were prized for their ability to lay eggs consistently, making them a valuable resource in regions where other sources of protein might have been scarce. 5. Chickens in ancient Egypt. In ancient Egypt, chickens were initially rare and considered exotic. They were often kept for their eggs, which were valued as a source of nourishment. Egyptians also saw chickens as symbolic creatures, representing fertility and renewal. Chickens appeared in ancient Egyptian art, and they were incorporated into rituals, especially those related to agriculture and fertility. 6. Chickens in ancient Greece. By the time of ancient Greece, chickens were becoming more widespread. Greek writers such as Aristophanes and Aristotelian philosophers documented the behavior of chickens, noting their ability to live closely with humans. Chickens were used for both their meat and eggs, and roosters were often seen as symbols of vigilance and pride due to their crowing at dawn. 7. Chickens in ancient Rome. The Romans adopted chickens from the Greeks and Egyptians, integrating them into their daily lives. In addition to being a food source, chickens held a symbolic role in Roman society, particularly roosters, which were seen as omens. Roman augurs, who interpreted divine will, often used chickens in rituals to predict the outcomes of important events, including battles. 8. The role of chickens in religion. In many ancient cultures, chickens held a sacred or symbolic place. For example, in Zoroastrianism, roosters were believed to drive away evil spirits with their crowing. In Christianity, the rooster became a symbol of repentance, as mentioned in the New Testament when Peter denied Jesus before the rooster crowed. 9. Chickens in medieval Europe. During the medieval period, chickens became an integral part of rural life across Europe. Every household, from peasants to nobles, kept chickens for eggs, meat, and feathers. Chickens were often allowed to roam freely, foraging for food, and they required little care, making them a practical choice for medieval farmers. 10. Selective breeding in the Middle Ages. As people continued to breed chickens, different types of chickens emerged, specifically bred for their size, egg-laying ability, or color. By the Middle Ages, early forms of selective breeding were practiced, though not as scientifically as today. People bred chickens for traits that would provide the most benefit to their farms, laying the groundwork for the diversity of chicken breeds we see now. 11. Chickens in the Renaissance. During the Renaissance, as agriculture advanced, so did the breeding and raising of chickens. Chickens became more of a symbol of wealth, especially in urban areas where having fresh eggs or chicken meat was considered a luxury. Renaissance literature and art often depicted chickens as part of bountiful feasts, symbolizing prosperity and abundance. 12. Chickens and the Columbian Exchange. The Columbian Exchange in the 15th and 16th centuries was a significant period in the history of chickens. As Europeans explored and colonized the Americas, they brought chickens with them. These birds quickly adapted to the new environments and became a staple in colonial diets, contributing to the rapid spread of chickens across North and South America. 13. Introduction of chickens to the Americas. Chickens thrived in the Americas after their introduction by European explorers and settlers. They became integral to the agricultural systems of the Americas, providing settlers and indigenous peoples alike with a reliable source of protein in the form of both eggs and meat. Chickens quickly became essential livestock across the continent. 14. Chickens in Native American agriculture. Native American tribes, especially those who lived in agricultural societies, quickly adopted chickens into their farming practices. Chickens provided eggs and meat, which complemented the crops and other domesticated animals that indigenous people relied on. Chickens also became a cultural symbol for some tribes, representing abundance and fertility. 15. The Industrial Revolution and chicken farming. The Industrial Revolution brought significant changes to agriculture, including chicken farming. With the rise of urban centers and the increasing demand for food, chicken farming became more commercialized. Chickens were no longer just raised for family consumption but were produced in larger numbers for markets. This period laid the groundwork for modern poultry farming. 16. Advancements in poultry breeding. During the late 19th and early 20th centuries, advancements in science and agriculture led to more deliberate breeding of chickens. Breeders began to focus on traits like faster growth, better meat production, and increased egg-laying capacity. This was the beginning of the modern poultry industry, where chickens were bred to maximize production efficiency. 17. Development of modern chicken breeds. Modern chicken breeds, such as the White Leghorn, known for its high egg production, and the Cornish Cross, known for its meat production, were developed during this time. These breeds were specifically designed to meet the growing demand for eggs and meat, making chickens an even more important part of global agriculture. 18. Chickens and the rise of industrial farming. The mid-20th century saw the rise of industrial-scale poultry farming. Advances in technology, such as automated feeding systems and climate-controlled barns, allowed farmers to raise thousands of chickens in a single location. This dramatically increased production efficiency but also raised concerns about animal welfare and environmental impact. 19. The broiler chicken industry. One of the most significant developments in modern poultry farming was the rise of the broiler chicken industry. Broiler chickens are bred specifically for meat production and are raised in large numbers under controlled conditions. These chickens grow rapidly, reaching market weight in just 6 to 8 weeks, which revolutionized the way chicken meat was produced and consumed. 20. Chickens and the egg industry. Alongside meat production, the egg industry became a massive part of agriculture. In the 20th century, layer chickens, breeds bred specifically for laying eggs, were developed to produce high yields of eggs. Chickens like the White Leghorn can lay over 300 eggs a year, making them essential to the global food supply. 21. The impact of factory farming. While factory farming increased food production, it also led to significant ethical and environmental concerns. The conditions in which many chickens were raised, particularly in battery cages for egg production, were criticized for being inhumane. In response, animal rights activists and consumers have pushed for better welfare standards in the poultry industry. 22. Free-range and organic chicken farming. As a response to factory farming, free-range and organic chicken farming gained popularity in the late 20th and early 21st centuries. Free-range chickens are allowed to roam outside, and organic chickens are raised without synthetic pesticides or antibiotics. These methods are seen as more humane and environmentally friendly, appealing to consumers who are concerned about animal welfare. 23. The role of chickens in backyard farming. In recent decades, backyard chicken farming has experienced a resurgence, particularly in urban and suburban areas. People raise small flocks of chickens for fresh eggs and meat, as well as for companionship. Backyard farming also allows people to take a more active role in their food production, promoting sustainability and self-sufficiency. 24. Chickens in pop culture. Chickens have long been part of popular culture, appearing in literature, folklore, and media. From Aesop's fables to modern cartoons like Chicken Run, chickens are often depicted as clever, industrious, or comical creatures. Their role in human culture extends beyond their practical uses, symbolizing themes of productivity, nurturing, and sometimes folly. 25. Chickens and their symbolism. In various cultures, chickens have held symbolic roles. For example, in Chinese culture, the rooster is one of the 12 zodiac animals and represents punctuality and reliability due to its crowing at dawn. In Christianity, the rooster symbolizes vigilance and repentance, often appearing in church steeples as a weather vane. 26. Chickens in scientific research. Chickens have also played an essential role in scientific research. They have been used in studies related to genetics, development, and behavior. One famous example is the work of Gregor Mendel, whose experiments with pea plants laid the foundation for modern genetics. Chickens have similarly been used to understand inheritance patterns and gene expression. 27. Chickens in genetic modification. In recent years, chickens have become part of genetic research aimed at improving food production. Scientists have developed genetically modified chickens that are resistant to diseases or can produce more meat or eggs. However, genetic modification in chickens has sparked debates about the ethics and long-term impacts of altering animal genetics. 28. The future of chicken farming. As the global population continues to grow, the demand for chicken meat and eggs is expected to increase. Innovations in technology, such as lab-grown meat and plant-based alternatives, may change the way we think about food production, but chickens are likely to remain a central part of human diets due to their adaptability and efficiency. 29. Chickens and environmental impact. The environmental impact of large-scale chicken farming is a growing concern. Intensive poultry farming can lead to issues like deforestation, water pollution, and high energy consumption. There is a push toward more sustainable farming practices that reduce the carbon footprint of chicken production while still meeting global food demands. 30. Chickens as companions. Beyond their roles as food producers, chickens are increasingly being kept as pets and companions. Many people find joy in raising small flocks in their backyards, enjoying their quirky personalities and the fresh eggs they provide. The bond between humans and chickens is a testament to the long history of cooperation and coexistence between the two species.